Now I'm going to introduce her, Kate. Kate is an educational consultant, thought leader, a coach. And I first met Kate when I had gone through coaching, and I was a cross-school leader, and I was coaching teachers and women school leaders. And I really felt like I needed a coach. And so I reached out to Kate and she did some coaching with me. But we also actually, prior to that, I think we made our connection because in the first lockdown, Kate awesomely ran a book club. And so we all read, so Kate facilitated, it was obviously all online because we were all at home for the first time, it was all new and different. And we all would read a chapter of Wellbeing book, Disobedient Teaching, and we'd all jump online the next day and talk through it, and yeah, it was epic. So that's how I met Kate, and she wrote an article in issue 1 about fish philosophy and cultures in schools, and she is really positive and energetic, and she loves the fish philosophy so much that she even has a tattoo.
Oh, that was going to be my big reveal.
Upload now. I'm going to hand it on to you.
Okay. Thank you, Lizzie. Can you please spend a minute, be a beautiful assistant for me and just write some words?
Sure.
I don't know what the word's going to be yet, but
I can do that.
I'll just get the mic for nice. Go, everybody. Yeah. Right. So I do need to refer to some on here just for this little bit. This is important to know to get it right. Māori o te tōtō Māori i Ngāri, Ngāri o Aotearoa, te whenua i Waikato, mai i ahau. Nō wera i Ngāri o te tūpuna, i Tihuaki o te Tautahi, me te Waikato. O Ōwhawa, te wai i Pamia nei aku ngā harahara, o Waikato te maunga i nei aku ngā aku. E noho au I te whiriroa, o tēnei tāku, niki I ngā tāngata whenua o te rohi nei. Tēnā koutou. For those of you with a keen ear, you may have picked up that I grew up in Blenheim and I now live in Hamilton. You'd be very pleased to know that I have much better taste in reading material than I do in desirable places to live. So I'm absolutely thrilled to be here today to support Lizzie with this incredible resource that she has created. I think let's take a moment just to pucky for Lizzie. I never really fancied myself as much of a writer, and Lizzie popped up one day and said, hey, come on, help me out with it. And a pen to paper, something I was really passionate about, and what do you know, she's created something really beautiful with it. So it's a tremendous resource, and when she reaches out to all of you in the future and asks you to write something, I highly recommend it. And she'll only make you do this standing up part if you really want to. So yes, I am Kate. I am described as many things: professional learning facilitator, thought leader, educational coach. But I think the favourite way I have of describing what I do was, it came to me when I was in a school in Tokiri last week. Walked through the school gates and one of the kids said, oh, it's the lady that asks all the questions. It's exactly what I do. Coaching is my jam. I fell in love with it when I was an associate principal, kahuiako across school leader, team leader, digital technologies coordinator and social club coordinator all at the same time. So I went on quite the journey and came to a point where I realized leadership, it's not about having all the answers, but it is about asking sensational questions. I just doubled down on that, so much so that I decided in 2019, screw this steady income and job security, I'm going to go start a business. And then 2020 came along. Oh, wonderful, what a great time to start a business. So I got really creative really quickly and learned that when you put your passion and enthusiasm for something out in the world, you connect with like-minded people like Lizzie and magic happens. And now we're at the second half of 2022 and my coaching business in schools is better than ever, fully booked till the end of the year. So, okay, I must be on to something pretty today. So, what I'm here to talk to you about today is what I wrote my article about in the first episode, that's not right, in the first issue of Everyday. And that is this little baby. Is anyone familiar with the fish philosophy? Oh, I can tell the people who are smiling and nodding, like, yeah. So this came to me at a pretty tricky time. I know, just like we all do, teaching can be bloody hard sometimes. We give so much of ourselves to the job and it takes as much as we let it. I would come home, bitch and moan about this DP I had who was a control freak and the DSL-10 parents that were giving me a nightmare and all the behaviours, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the story. My partner, bless his beautiful heart, one day sat me down and he said, Kate, you've got to stop. Thrust this book upon me and said, bloody read it and then come back and talk to me. It's a 90-page pamphlet, really. And so I sat down, read it all in one go, and I don't want to be funny about it, but it actually changed my life. I'll show you the text. I'll wait till the end. But within a month, I'd gone out and like committed to all of this because it was something that it was speaking my language, and I used what I learned from here to completely turn around what was happening for me in my professional life. So what I'm going to do is, public speaking is just not my jam, but running a workshop is. So if it's all right for you guys, we're going to do a little bit of a group coaching session, and I'll bring some of the questions that I asked in schools to get momentum up and running with this, and we'll have a little bit of a sort of about it. So the fish philosophy. Here comes the 101. If you're very familiar with it, please feel free to go online and do some shopping for a bit. So in Seattle, there was, oh, I love Richie, you can come to all the time. In Seattle, there's a place called the Pike Place Fish Market. It's a shitty, smelly, dirty, disgusting place to be. The staff drag themselves in the morning, watch the clock until work is finished, and then go home. They're just exhausted, flat. A couple of them got together, and there's got to be a better way of doing this. How can we turn around the energy and the culture of the place that we work in? We spend so much time at work. Why not get a bit creative with how we're doing it? What they did over time is they came up with 4 key practices that they introduced to the Pike Place Fish Market, which completely re-energized the place, turned the culture around, and now it is a world-famous tourist destination. I plan to go there in a couple of years. I want to have my 40th birthday there. Oh, maybe I should write a book so you guys can buy it and then I can. So what I'll do, we're going to go through each of the 4 practices and I'll show you a little bit about how I use them in my mahi with schools that I work with. So the first one is choose your attitude. Lizzie, could you please write choose your attitude? This is important. I noticed people taking notes as Maury was talking, so I was like, maybe you guys to write some stuff down. Lizzie's going to help us with balance. So, choose your attitude. In the Pike Place Fish Market, this is the difference between have to go to work, I get to go to work. Okay, the words we use are so important. When I talk to teachers and they're going, oh, got to have a parent meeting, no? I get to have a parent meeting and understand what's going on so I can support them and move forward. Okay? Oh, I have to write reports. No, I get to write reports to celebrate the things that my students achieved. choosing your attitude is just about acknowledging that thoughts can either happen to us and control our emotions and what we do, or we can take some time to slow down and think about the thoughts we want to have, about the attitudes that we want to bring into our work every day, and about the energy that we want to bring through the door. So I like to explore this with educators by asking them, on your very best days, what's going on for you? So think about a day when you get to the end of the day, the kids are gone, and there's like that calm moment. Yeah, we know it. On the days when you go, shit, yeah, I feel proud of myself. What's happened to you in that day? Has things been really spontaneous? Has it been really structured and according to plan? Has it been really energetic? Has it been really calm? When you can identify the things that are happening for you on your best days, that gives you really good insight into how to choose the attitude that you want to take. For me, as Lizzie said, I just run on adrenaline and enthusiasm. If I'm not excited about something, I'm not doing it. So for me, when Lizzie said, hey, do you want to come and do this speaking event? My initial thought is, no. But then I come back to, hold on, okay, how do I want to approach this? I am super enthusiastic about fish philosophy. If I get to talk about that, I'm all in. So here we are, okay? Choosing your attitude is all about understanding what gets you going. So I'm very interested to see if there are any words here that you guys would fire at me as an answer to the question of what is happening on your very best days. Don't be shy, tell me.
Flow state.
That's right.
Falling into a flow state.
Nice. Flow state. Oh, let's write this down. Yeah, sure, okay. Laughing. Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks, Kate. The other place. You don't need to. Moving forward. Moving forward. Gosh, doesn't that feel good? When they trust my team. Nice. You've trusted your team enough, Charlotte, they're trustworthy. Yes. Love that. Anything else? Your very best day. Not just an okay day, they're best days. Nice. Yeah. We've had some great student voice. We've had some affirmation of some sort. Susie. Honest. Oh, yeah. So good. Awesome. So, take that one with you. Have a think. On your very best days, what is going on for you? Acknowledging that is the first way to help to choose your attitude. Second one, play. Now, we're teachers, we're literally reading the books. We know that play is crucial for children, but what about us? We spend so much time talking about engaging learners, but we need to spend just as much time talking about how we're engaging our teachers. We talk a lot about differentiating learning for kids. Let's differentiate learning for teachers. We talk so much about learner agency. Let's talk about teacher agency. All of my work is driven by my fundamental belief that if we want schools to be incredible places for kids, we've got to start by making them incredible places for adults. So we can put play into our day in so many ways. We're so fortunate that we essentially are working in a gigantic playground. This is about looking at everything that you have to do and asking yourself, what can I do to make this more fun? What can I do to make it more fun for myself? What can I do to make it more fun for my learners? Now, not everything's going to be happy, wonderful rainbows all the time. I get that. But you can bring fun to everything. Not everything will be fun, but you can bring fun to anything. Okay? It's just about taking the time to ask those good questions, let them sit there, come up with really, really good answers. Third one, Lizzie, make their day. So I have a lot of conversations about this in schools at the moment where Maury might want to close his ears for a bit. Where teachers go, oh, my principal just does nothing for my well-being, and it's just not very good. And okay, make their day. Yes, we can give people some words of information, great, beautiful stuff. We can go and support people. We can offer to do the last few minutes of a duty for someone. So that's all really lovely stuff. That doesn't equal well-being. That equals a positive experience at school. And what I hear when people say, oh, no one does anything for my well-being, it's we're not thinking about how we can make the day of people around us. Well-being is a personal thing, and I'm sure Amy's going to talk about this, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But making their day is all about asking yourself, what experience can I provide today for a child, a colleague, a parent that is going to bring some joy for them? Think back to your early years as a student at school, and the things that you will remember will be the times that there was an experience that you have held on to and remembered, hopefully for all the right reasons. As teachers, we get to shape things up so much. We have so much creative control over how we do the things in our classrooms. So when we go into it and ask ourselves, how can I make a memorable experience and make someone's day, magic can happen when that's the mindset that we're in. And the last one is, obviously, Lizzie already knows. It's be, oh, yep, she's got it. So be present. We are pretty good at being distracted by all the things. And I was telling some guys down the back here, I went to school with Sam up and down. So you can imagine how distracted I've been this week when I've been scrolling through social media. I was a Paul's girl, he was fine there. So being present is about, if you have someone in front of you, that is precious time that you're not going to get again. Tune into what they're saying. Really, really listen. We all think we're good at listening, but we're not really. Listening, we make it mean waiting for my turn to talk. It's not what it is. Real listening to me is tuning in and listening for the things that I'm not expecting. When I have a conversation, a coaching conversation with someone, I know 80% of what they're going to say. These, I can, at this stage, after I've done thousands of them, I can kind of check out. So what I need to do is really tune in to the things that I am not expecting to hear. And that's how I stay present in a situation. There are lots and lots of tools out there to explore all of this, but ultimately it is about focusing on the children that we have, not the ones we wish we had. As media data's come in, everything has sort of hit the fan a bit lately in schools, and people have gone a little bit bananas. And you look like you're about to ask me a question. Oh. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with media data, but it's showing that there's low attendance.
We've got low attendance, we've got low achievement. It's just a whole salad of formats for a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Some are great. I don't happen to work in any of them, so maybe Mario could come along with So what I'm hearing a lot is people saying, oh, this kid's at level 2, and if it wasn't for COVID, they'd be at like level 3 and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's no point thinking about that. We can't teach that hypothetical child that should be there. All we can do is be present with the child who is here. And yes, we can talk about the programs that are going to revolutionize things, but hold on. Here's my big takeaway. Write this one down. We are in the business of teaching children, not teaching programs. Oh, yes, people are nodding. Right, good. Pure. So I think being present is just about remembering these beautiful tamariki that we have in front of us. We have such a short amount of time with them. Let's just use it really, really well. So that is, in brief, the fish philosophy and how I have interpreted it into my work around the country. And yes, I love it. It's my favourite thing. So thank you all for giving up your Saturday morning to be here and think about these things. I just love your work. And thank you especially to Lizzie, because I love your work as well. And I think
together, we are going to change education in all the right ways. Thank you.